Here is a simple lymphatic technique used to drain the neck and the lower face. So the lymph system, remember, is the garbage disposal system of your body, and this will just help with any swelling, any congestion, any swollen glands, things like that. It could be beneficial. So to start with, we want to find your collarbones, and right behind it is these depressions, little reservoirs. And on the left side in particular is where the lymphatic system drains finally into what's called the thoracic duct. So we're going to imagine just draining it down into here. With lymph treatment, you are very, very gentle. So you just want to do a gentle pressure in and down with all 4 fingers. So you're coming in towards your sternum and down, in towards your sternum and down. Now the pressure is very minimum, just enough to depress the skin down, because you don't need to do this deeply. You're not trying to get into the muscles, you're just doing it very gentle. And you want to just kind of pulse it in, down, 2, 3, up, and then release. And then down, 2, 3, 4, release. Down, 2, 3, 4, release. Down, 2, 3, 4, release. And then come up to the base of your sternocleidomastoid muscle. So that's this muscle that goes from behind the ear down to the sternum and clavicle. Again, wide fingers, and we're just going slightly in and down. So you're imagining draining your head, draining your face, slightly in and down. We'll do this until you feel some ease. You might feel one side is a little bit more puffy or congested feeling. Totally fine, that's exactly why you're doing this. So pulsing in, 2, 3, and release. Pulsing in, 2, 3, and release. Coming up to just behind the sternocleidomastoids. So again, this muscle here, midway up, you're gonna reach behind it. Again, broad fingers, I'm using 3 fingertips. Bringing your hands forward, 1, 2, 3, and down. 1, 2, 3, and down. Release, 1, 2, 3, and down. Remember, with the release, you really want to let your pressure up, because you want to make sure that everything's draining down, that you're not letting anything go back up. You're not encouraging any upward movement of lymph. 1, 2, 3, down. Then I like doing one just right under my chin, on the back, at the corner there below the jaw. The TMJ, same thing. 1, 2, 3, release. 1, 2, 3, release. And then coming to right behind the ear. So I use 3 fingers just right behind the ear in that little cleft in between the ear and the jawbone. And you're going straight down. 1, 2, 3, release. Now remember, nice and gentle. 2, 3, release. 1, 2, 3, and release. 1, 2, 3, release. You might notice you just heard that big breath I took. The lymphatic system is innervated by the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the part of your automatic nervous system, the autonomic nervous system, that is responsible for rest, digest. So you might start noticing your body immediately get calmer when you do this work, and that is just a bonus. So I can feel that in my system already. Once you feel that sort of drain, you can move on to your cheeks. I use a broad contact again, and the line of drive is straight back to your ear. So straight back and release, straight back and release, straight back and release, and straight back, release. Now just do this for as long as needed. I'm going to move forward under the chin, big contacts here, right under the chin, and the line of drive is back. We're gonna empty everything back towards the ears. So you can also change your hands like this. you can cross your hands for all these moves, which is nice. Let's switch to that so you can see. So straight back and release. Now remember, the lymphatic system doesn't have a pump. So what you can imagine is that you're assisting in the pumping of it. The other things that pump the lymphatic is breathing, the pulsing of your arteries, and movement. So movement in general, while you take walks, while you exercise, this is really important for the lymphatic system, and that's why when people are bedridden and things, like that's when all the edema starts swelling their body, because they cannot pump their lymphatic system adequately with just breathing or the pulsing of the arteries. So again, moving up the jaw, underneath the jaw, and you might feel, again, one side more puffy. Fine. Just, that's why we're doing this. Pushing in and release. Whew, that's a good release. And then back, I like to do right under. Now remember, this is so gentle. I want you to just back off about 80% right now. Almost take your hands off your body and then just barely put them back on. That is the pressure we're going for here. More is not better. Sorry, all you Americans that have been taught that, but it's not. All right, there's another sympathetic, parasympathetic nervous system release for me. When you get those big breaths, you can know that your nervous system is responding. So after you clear under the chin, go back to the cheek, straight back. Now, at this point, you can do a lot of things. The lymphatic system is very near to the surface. So you can do some gentle strokes out. Remember, it all drains into here. So you want to just gently stroke out. There's other videos for direct face. We're focusing more on the head, neck areas, jaw. But if that just feels good, go for it. Remember, it's all going to the ear. And then I'm gonna pump again because I just released some more. So pump back to behind the ear. And then now we're reversing everything we started with, okay? So we're going to behind the ear with the 3 fingers in between the jaw and the ear. We're doing the 3. Pulsing down, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see my beautiful earrings made by my friend Lisa Reinhardt. I'll tag her in this post, Lisa Lou Jewelry. And down, 2, 3. I'm noticing a lot actually in my right ear. I can feel it kind of opening up and feeling like it's draining a bit. That's one of the great things about lymphatic, is it will work directly with the ears. Also, I notice a lot when I do lymphatic drainage on people, so now I'm going back again to the upper neck, that they start swallowing a lot. I can't explain the mechanism of that to you, but I think it's just releasing any extra fluid. And then back to the mid sternocleidomastoids. Remember, this one is the pulling forward and down. Now so gentle. You don't have to do as much on the way back down. And then the bottom, I'm going to show you the reverse hands. So this is the bottom of the sternocleidomastoid. So again, here and here, right on top, just gently pulling down. 1, 2, 3, release. On the release, I almost think of it like I almost feel like I can feel a little rebound. 1, 2, 3, release. 1, 2, 3, release. Recently, I was on an airplane flying long flight, and I actually just had a root canal over here, and I could feel this whole side of my face swelling. And I did this on myself on the plane, and it went away, like on the plane. It was actually getting to the point where it was exquisitely tender, all in here to touch, and even without touch. Like I couldn't wear my headphones getting towards the end of the flight. So I got kind of nervous, and so I started doing this, and by the time we landed, it was completely gone, the swelling and edema and pain. So this is your bang for your buck. If this is all you can do, just do this. Remember, this is contraindicated for pregnancy. We don't want to be doing big toxic lymphatic releases if there are toxins in there for you while you're pregnant. And again, to do it cross hand, so we're gonna come in, big contact, and then if I'm exaggerating, it's coming down and in, down and in. Now that's exaggerating, so we're gonna go back to the normal. And then remember with any lymphatic work to drink lots of water. Gentle movement is fantastic. I really encourage you to move every day. You can do this as like daily if you want. You can just do it intermittently. You can do it only when you need the assistance if you notice any swelling, any swollen glands. But I hope this helps. Take good care.